with you, Rhino. What are your hits?
My hits this week goes a little something like this, BT. We had Terrence Ward on commentary. Again, that's a hit for me. Also, congratulations to Terrence Ward and the new addition to the family. Absolutely amazing. Nothing but blessing and prayers there. Terrence was back on commentary. We saw Bret Michaels versus Storybook. How you feel about Storybook, BT? I'm wondering. How do you feel?
That's what they call a squash. Just let me say that.
That
match was a squash.
A quick win for Bret Michaels. A squash story. I like Storybook. I like what he was bringing to Memphis Wrestling, and that there's I want to say a new face for as long as we've been here, new to us, new to our day ones.
Right.
But he's been here for a little while now. I think at least a couple of months he's been on the episodes. I like him, and I want to see him get some wins. But it was a quick win for Bret Michaels this week. It was a hit for me. We also saw Brad and Mikey. They cut a promo against each other, and not only that, they had a match here on this episode. BT, I mean, this has been brewing for a while now. Brad has had his frustrations with Uncle Mikey before, and I guess everything has just kind of boiled over here, and it's
main event Brad, man.
Main event Brad. It's a hit for me, but I hate to see it. I like to see them working together, and I want to put it down as a miss for them to be fighting with each other. After they were fighting with each other for so long, then they finally got on the same page, and here we are. Back at it again where they're fighting with each other. But it was a hit for me this week. The Hot Shots got a big W against the LA Hustlers here. And I'm telling you, when it comes to the Hot Shots, when it comes to the LA Hustlers, I don't think that's the last match between them at all. I think they're going to have another one. Also, we had, of course, Bradley versus Uncle Mikey. They went the distance in their match. I wasn't expecting them to get as much camera time as they did, but they went the distance. They put on one hell of a show. Shout out to Bradley, who is not playing games. He wants W's and he wants championships. I think we never said it before, but let me say it right here, right now. We could potentially be looking at a future Heritage champion in Bradley. Remains serious, stays focused, can only accomplish his goals. Not only that, but Mike Anthony took out Big John Dalton's dad. Big Dalton, stop. I'm out of here. I'm done.
Big Daddy took out Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, we mentioned him time and time again here on the broadcast, being an incredible support system for Big John Dalton. And he gets attacked by Mike Anthony. You know, I've had my issues with Mike Anthony. It's been documented. It's been recorded. I've got my own issues with him. But what he did here this week, this was uncalled for. This was completely unnecessary. I think this might be the most savage moment that Mike Anthony has had in Memphis Wrestling, attacking someone's father. Almost reminds me of what Randy Orton did to John Cena's father in WWE. But I had to put it down as a hit because, my God, Memphis Wrestling, you don't want to miss it. And those are my hits this week.
All right, let me pick back on a few of those. We start out with Gun Show promo, and I put down as a squash. I really like that. Getting the Gun Show over. I actually liked the Hollywood Jimmy interview. Again, I've liked it twice. I love the Rock thing. I want to tell you, Jimmy kind of gets that from Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart used to bring out wrestling magazines, and he would take pictures of Jimmy Hart himself on the front of the covers. And you would think that I would go to the grocery store looking for Jimmy Hart on the front cover until I realized he was just kidding. Yeah. And then I could never find the magazines. They never had his picture on them. He had The Rock call him during this interview. Hot Shots against LA Hustlers, Perfect Psychology. I really like that. Mikey versus Brad, a different match than I expected. And I was thinking to myself, I really wish they would kick it in, but it was a total different match. Brad having a really mean streak in him, punching him. I thought he was going to get some blood at one time, but I really enjoyed that match. Good wrestling. That's the matches that we had were really good. And the very end, Big Daddy gets jumped and beat up by Mike Anthony. I love this kind of stuff. You know I do. Every time we talk about angles like this, it reminds me of old school Memphis wrestling. I seen him going around the ring, but they do me like this every time. I see him walking around the ring, and I'm not at one point thinking he's fixing to grab Big John Dalton's dad, but he does, beats him, hits him with a chair. And there we go. That was my hits for the week.